we got it wrong. That's something I'm just going to have to deal with.
That's what former Williamson County District Attorney Ken Anderson admitted on the steps of the historic Williamson County Courthouse this afternoon. He was talking about the case that sent Michael Morton to prison for 25 years after wrongly convicting him of killing his wife Christine back in 1986. And just last week, another man was arrested after DNA evidence allegedly linked him to the murder. KXAN's Doug Shoup was in Williamson County to get reaction to Anderson's admission.
The Williamson County Jail is where Mark Norwood sits accused of murdering Christine Morton. Her husband was freed last month after spending nearly a quarter of a century behind bars for a crime he did not commit. But Norwood is also charged with another person's murder, and that victim's family says their loved one would still be here today if Anderson had not messed up this case so much. Outside the old courthouse where Michael Morton was wrongly convicted 25 years ago, former Williamson County DA, now District Judge Ken Anderson, said he's sorry.
And as woefully inadequate as I realize it is, I want to formally apologize for the system's failure to Mr. Morton and to every other person who was adversely affected by this verdict.
Judge Anderson testified in a 12-hour deposition about his involvement in the 1987 Morton murder trial. He says the DNA testing that recently cleared Morton was not available at the time of the trial, but is now. And in hindsight, the verdict was wrong.
If there's anybody who's confused about whether I'm beating myself up and about whether I'm absolutely sick about this case, you're wrong, because I am.
But Anderson has come under fire over allegations he and another prosecutor did not turn over key evidence to defense attorneys.
In my heart, I know there was no misconduct whatsoever.
There to hear Judge Anderson apologize was Caitlin Baker and Lisa Kahn, daughter and sister of Deborah Baker, who was murdered after Christine Morton. Police now say Norwood is a suspect in the Baker murder as well.
If we hadn't focused on Michael Morton, we could be totally different life right now. I could have my mother still.
They've betrayed our trust. I'm horrified to be a citizen in Williamson County right now. I don't trust the justice system. You know, I'm embarrassed to say I live in Williamson County.
Baker's family says they're glad Anderson apologized to Morton, but wish he had taken more responsibility for what went wrong.
If he really feels bad, he should resign. Prove it. And resign. And retire to Florida somewhere. I can't imagine justice being done for anybody with a man like that and the courtroom.
The state bar continues to investigate whether Williamson County prosecutors violated state law by withholding evidence in the Morton trial. Acquitted him. Anderson, meanwhile, says he welcomes that investigation. In Williamson County, Doug Shoup, KXAN News.